PALMAC families. First, I want to thank everyone for their patience and understanding as school continues to operate in an ever-changing environment. The number of positive communications the district has received from our community is very much appreciated. New information is constantly coming to the district about expectations and health protocols. And while this time has been unsettling in so many ways, there continue to be opportunities to come out on the other end of this even stronger and better. It's rewarding to see the numerous ways people are supporting others on behalf of the common good.
Good evening, PALMAC families. First, I want to thank everyone for their patience and understanding during this extended school closure.
In March of 2020, a new journey began for all of us. As described at that time, we all went into a forest. The forest had no trail to follow back then. The only hint of a direction was, let's wait a few weeks and then we will go from there. As a community, we took steps together when school was closed. Together, we learned how to navigate remote learning and close out the 2019-20 school year the best that we could. The 2020-21 school year offered us hope. Not a return to normal, but a return to school. We learned to balance in-person and remote learning. Together we navigated bringing back sports and musicals and other extracurricular activities. The path through the forest was not clear and offered many obstacles, but as the school year progressed, the clearing beyond the trees was visible. The journey we are taking during the 2021-22 school year can be described as through the woods, into the clear, and then back into the woods. As we did for the prior school year, we submitted our required opening plans, followed state guidance, and implemented the mandated requirements. Through these actions, we welcomed back every student to in-person learning. Extracurricular activities and sports were up and running. Together, we have worked to navigate the various regulations, rules, and mandates coming from the state and local agencies.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Goldilocks.
In the spring of 2020, I shared the story of Goldilocks. And we know that she's looking for everything to be just right. But there isn't a just right. The various communications from the state continue to change, sometimes 2 to 3 times a week. The updates regarding the mandates have been challenged in the courts, and nothing seems to just fit. The issues and feelings around masks are seen and heard. Some want them, others can't stand them. Some people want us to throw out the porridge and change the sizes of the beds, and others like the things just the way they are. From the start of this journey, and even before the pandemic, we have followed mandates. There are hundreds of mandates school districts follow each year. The current health mandates, like the others, will be followed until we're told we don't need to do so. I ask you for patience and understanding from everyone in the school community, an understanding of what we've done together. Things may not be just right or a perfect fit, but we got through the door together because we've done what we needed to do to keep the doors open. We're not the courts, the legislature, or the executive branch. Much like we support law and order in our communities, we're going to continue to follow the law and orders we have been asked to follow. Rather than division, now is the time to come together. It's an opportunity to be stewards of the common good for the betterment of everyone. So where do we stand with the health regulations for school districts in New York State? Here are the facts. The school district has been able to limit any school-based transmissions of COVID-19 and other infections have been at all-time lows. As of now, Wednesday, February 9th, 2022, the state mask mandate for schools remains in effect through February 21st. There are also reports that the mandate will be extended beyond February break. For students to be in school for in-person learning and to participate in extracurricular activities, they must wear a mask and respond to staff requests for proper wear. In addition, due to current health protocols and district safety practices, requirements for student quarantines have also decreased substantially. Adhering to health practices has resulted in maximized in-person learning and reduced time out of school for potential contact. Undoubtedly, this has had positive direct results on families, including but not limited to increased learning opportunities, as well as less impact on families for lost wages and absences from work. I understand fatigue from the pandemic. Many people are ready to move on from this, but we all have a responsibility to implement the health requirements to maximize safety, follow the directives of health leaders and legal experts. Here's the thing. With regard to COVID-19 transmission, school has been and continues to be the safest place for our kids to be. Since September 2020, we have been champions of keeping kids learning in classrooms and participating in important athletic and extracurricular activities. We have much to celebrate as a school district, and all of our students and staff accomplishments are a product of following the district's game plan to keep school safe. It takes a team, and despite the obstacles, I cannot thank you enough as a community for continuing to make school possible every day. So what's ahead? In the district's original reopening plan, a matrix was created that showed mask wearing tied to county levels of transmission. In concert with the local health department, it was possible for masks to be optional at low rates of transmission in Wayne County. This was an approach directly tied to health statistics alone. But in November 2021, that matrix was no longer valid as the state mandate came into play. Mask wearing in school remains in effect. We're now awaiting the governor's review of that mandate. One major outstanding concern is ongoing mandatory universal masking. The district has deferred to public health experts when it comes to universal masking and rules for indoor settings, and we do not seek to engage in debate on its merits. The critical issue with mandatory masking in schools at this moment is the urgent need for school staff and parents to know the plan moving forward with concrete assurances from the state. The best way to do this is to provide reasonable, understandable, and achievable metrics based on recommendations from medical professionals for when masking rules will eventually be changed. For those who are interested in the type of advocacy for which I'm involved, you can visit this link on the school district website. My colleagues and I have advocated time and time again for key changes to guidance and regulations that control how schools handle the pandemic, and there has been recent progress. All of the other health protocols issued by the Department of Health, updated on February 4th, 2022, remain in effect. You are a part of the PALMAC family. We care about all of you. We know there will be an end to health protocols. We need your trust in working through these challenging times as we aim to provide what is just right. And that's different for every PALMAC child, staff member, family, and member of the community at large. For those of you who listened to the pandemic videos of 2020, you may recall the reflections from the great children's book, Goodnight Moon. And so, with you and your children in mind, may we end tonight reflecting on the common good and the true importance of human life. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. Good night, PALMAC. You are loved.